Happy Thursday, everybody. It's that time again. And are y'all ready for this week's Watching Wyrd?
I am.
I'm ready.
No. Yeah, I am.
Max Crumb, are you ready?
Is he in the house?
I don't know.
Not yet.
Obviously, he's not ready. He didn't answer, so neither is Tony.
They're probably waiting for our bad intro to get over. But we're here. We're live. We're ready.
Yeah, this is the bad intro today. Us.
I was telling Scott how good he looks. He looks 10 years younger. Has he had work done?
Well,
Has he had some Botox? What's going on here?
Just getting divorced. That takes 10 years off your life.
Yeah.
And I can say that because my ex-wife never watched this show. So.
Really?
Well, that says a lot right there.
Yeah.
That says a lot. She was not interested in the same stuff you were.
Oh, no, she wasn't.
We got two people watching. So y'all ready to rock and roll?
Yeah,
Yes.
Let's rock and do some rolling.
All right. Well, I'm Hadley Thorne, and I'm here tonight with Scott Baker, the emphasis Rich Snort. I can't even say that. Snort Stucci.
There it is.
Snort Stucci. Mr. Big Mike Allen Gamboa, and Amadong Jen Salmons herself. So
Kind of.
I was singing "I'm a Llama Ding Dong" earlier. So
5 dongs to start. Hey,
Hey,
Mike.
Mike.
hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
All right, guys. So this week was crazy. I don't know if y'all enjoyed the our new movie, SISO. I love this movie. And so I'm going to turn it all over to you, Alan, and you explain the movie to us.
Well, is there anybody here? I know you guys love this movie. I like this movie. That would rather do it. That you've been chomping at the bit to do this movie.
No, go ahead, take it.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie is set in Lapland during World War II, and it follows this. I think he's Finnish. Is he Finnish?
Yes.
Gold miner, and he strikes this big vein, and he's got a dog and a horse, and he's heading off into his town to cash in on his big mother lode. Well, anyway, he runs into this troop of German soldiers that are headed back to Berlin to protect the fatherland because it's near the end of the war, right? So they're fleeing Finland, and they've left a weight of destruction in their path. Well, I'll call them Nazis. These Nazis are assholes, as Nazis are, and they try and kill this miner, and I forgot his name. Do you guys remember his name? The legend is it says SISO, this fighter that's killed all these Russian soldiers, but he had a different name. I think it starts with an A or something like that. Anyway, so
irrelevant.
They leave him for dead, but he comes back with a vengeance, and his vengeance is so outrageous that it's awesome. This movie is a lot of Nazi killing fun. Hey, Landa.
Hey, Landa.
I had a lot. It was bloody. It was comedic. It was like I said, outrageous. The end scenes are just crazy. And some trivia out of this real quick before I turn it over to the rest of you. The guy that plays the main character, Jorma Tormila, and the kid that's driving the tank, Oni Tormila, their father-son actors. They were in that movie Rare Exports, playing father and son.
Oh, that's where I knew him from.
And in that movie Big Game, they were father and son. In that movie Big Game with Sam Jackson, where he's the president, crashes in the Finnish wilderness, and this kid has to help him survive. Anyway, just a little trivia there. That's a father and son. That's the reason why what happened to the tank, the kid driving the tank, didn't happen by Sisu's hand. You know?
Oh, cool.
You know, because he killed everybody except, Anyway, Rich, what do you think?
I thought this movie was great. I love the Lapland stories and the continuation war. I think they're great. This particular movie, the guy is actually, he's like this super commando that nobody, of course, they thought he was just like this prospect. He's an older gentleman, probably 60 or maybe a little more, and the Germans just have no idea who they're dealing with. And is it SISO or SISO? I don't know how it's pronounced, but that actually is. There's no English translation because it means basically don't piss me off. It means that someone is going to get revenge and act it out brutally, and that's exactly what happens. The way I have been describing this movie is that it's both excellent and ridiculous, because the things that happen to this guy, you just can't have it happen and have someone live. I mean, the guy lights himself on fire on purpose, and then just jumps in a lake and swims like a half a mile, and there's bullets flying. He gets blown up like 3 times. He's got stitches and staples and things sticking in him. Like I said, excellent and ridiculous. But he does slay a lot of bad guys. A lot of Nazis die in just the coolest ways. I'm going to wreck it for you. They go into this minefield, and there's shit blowing up, and there's smoke everywhere. Excuse me, smoke everywhere, and nobody can see anything. And you got the evil German SS commander, and he's saying, "Yeah, he's picking his soldiers. Yeah, you go out there into the minefield and find and kill this guy." And one of the things this guy does is he takes a mine and he throws it, and it just hits the guy in the head, and just boom. And there's just blood and guts everywhere, and that was this movie. And if you like, blood and guts, anti-Nazi death squads, then yeah, this is the movie for you. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it, but not if you're squeamish.
Yeah.
Hadley?
Are y'all ready for my love letter?
Yeah.
This movie was like poetry in motion. It was beautifully shot. It was incredibly dark. It had very little dialogue, but it was not necessary for it to have. It was perfection. If you want to watch a movie that it just gets the point across with probably less than 300 words said, this is the movie. It is incredibly dark, but it was just, I mean, it was like watching a graphic novel come to life.
Yeah.
It was just very artistic. It was very well done. The acting was superb. Like I said, they did not need words. The main actor did not need words at all. I mean, he conveyed everything. I knew I was going to like it, but I had no idea that it was going to strike me like it did. But the cinematography of this movie was incredible. Like I said, I mean, it was like looking at art. And I'm not going to say it was like beautiful art, like, one of my Chinese movies, but it was like I said, like a graphic novel. It was dark. It was gritty. It was very tangible. I mean, it just had a feel to it. And I mean, it's not time for stars yet, but I mean, I'm gonna say this: whoever made this movie knocked it out of the park for me.
Scott?
I loved it because it was, like Hadley said, it was dark and gritty. I mean, they weren't dressed in nice uniforms. The uniforms were dirty. They were tattered. There was no nice guy in it. There was no, that poor Nazi had to die. The SS commander was, I don't know who the actor was. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
He was such an asshole.
Yeah.
And at any point, if he had stopped, his guys would have escaped. But he kept on pushing, and, I think his name is Atani. Just had to kill them one by one. And the deaths were. My favorite death is the one where he throws the mine on the guy's head. And there's a scene where, if you don't want spoilers, they've got 6 women that they've captured that they're using as rape squad while they're trying to get out of Finland. And at one scene, he sneaks aboard the truck, kills the guard, lets one of the women drive the truck and gives the others machine guns. And the woman drives up beside the truck with all the Germans, and she waves to the driver, and the driver's like, and then all of a sudden the back comes up, and they just kill like 12 German soldiers, just gun them down. You know what broke me up about the movie? Was the dog. The dog survived everything and then kept on going back to its master.
It's a great dog.
It was a great dog, yeah. But yeah, you gotta suspend belief on this one. Like the one where he's running with the dead German soldier on his back, and they're firing the machine gun into him, and no bullet hurts him. You know?
Well, those Germans are thick.
Huh?
Those Germans are thick.
Stormtroopers can't hit anything.
Yeah.
I will say that the scene with the horse was pretty hard to take.
It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was brief.
Yeah.
It was
wasn't
brief.
dark.
No, it was, but oh man, it was just tough. But it was
Max
necessary
agrees
for the
with you,
story.
Hadley.
Max agrees with me.
Yep. He watched it immediately again.
Yes, it was very good.
Yeah, this is the only movie for Watching Wyrd I actually watched twice. So.
Really?
Yeah, usually I watch it once and then that's it. But this one was like, no, I got to watch this again to pick up all the little nuances.
And like you said, the cinematography is great, and like the uniforms, and the only thing is the tank was a Soviet tank.
Yeah.
It was an after World War II. It wasn't even a World War II tank.
Yeah, but
you know, that's little.
Only guys only the four of us would know that.
Yeah, but
it's definitely worth watching. It's you got to suspend disbelief. It is fun. And these Nazis are such assholes. You love it. You enjoy, except for those two guys in the motorcycle. I loved what happened to them.
Well, it's fun. The guys keep falling out, and they're like, "Oh, isn't that Igor?" But it's worth watching. It's definitely worth watching. It was gritty. It was really gritty too. I mean, it was grindhousey without being.
Yeah,
it was.
Without being cheesy like that, like a grind. I mean, it was a grindhouse movie, but superior. You know what I mean? It had that grindhouse feel to it because the way it was filmed. But it was a really good movie.
Grindhouse is usually about how they can make the coolest deaths,
and that's how this was.
That was really this film. Was what's the really grossest, coolest way we can kill this guy, and they figured it out.
Yeah.
So if you like that kind of thing, you're gonna love this film.
No, definitely.
Well, I loved, and I mean, again, we're going to butcher it because we all did love this movie so much, but I really like the premise that they wouldn't be able to kill him, not because he was immortal, but because he didn't have it within him to quit.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you've ever gone through a tough time in your life, you know that feeling. You're like, I just can't. I got to keep going, and I liked it.
Well, I loved it when the SS officer is told, you know, don't go after this guy. He's already killed 300 Germans. Just leave him. And the SS officer's like, no, I want him.
Yeah.
He wanted the gold.
He wanted the gold.
Oh yeah.
But he also wanted to bring him down and get the notoriety for killing the guy that had killed 300, Germans.
Yeah, you're right, Max. It did have some ridiculous stunts in it. I mean, it even had a what was that? Was that a Stuka or even got an airplane, a German airplane in it? I mean, that was.
Oh yeah, the one that landed.
Yeah.
That was
everything in there.
It's a fun.
Yet another cool death.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's an awesome movie. Thank you, Rich. It was an awesome movie. So, do you want to rate this one, or anyone else got any more?
Why don't you start, Big Mike?
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and I'll watch it again. Probably down the road.
Dongs.
5 dongs.
What
Scott,
about
how many
you?
dongs?
5 thick, hard dongs for this.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, you were looking for 5 thick, hard dongs?
Absolutely, I was.
Huh?
Snark Tucci. Don't start.
How about you, boss?
I'm going to give it 6.
Oh, all right. We're breaking the mold here.
Overachieving.
I'm gonna have to go for 6 deep because it was great. It
She's
was
going 5 hard dogs. 6
It was-
deep. Sorry.
well because the cinematography was just like I said, it came off of the film. It was more than a film. This was an experience.
Max said there's 5 rigid ones.
Rich did beat me.
I do beat him now and then.
Right.
What about you, Jen? Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
That's okay.
She's just here for the dongs.
I am here for the.
Aren't
I'm here
we
for the
all?
deep dongs.
Aren't we all?
That's what she said.
I'm going to give this 5 dongs as well. I think this actually is going to get nominated for a couple of Academy Awards. I really do. It was supposed to be a B movie, but it has exploded across the internet. Everybody's talking about this movie, and I haven't heard anything bad about it.
No.
You know, so I would be very surprised if it wasn't for, best writing or cinematography or something like that. I mean, it's not going to win Best Picture, of course, but it's going to get nominated for something.
Well, at the time, I think it was made for over 3 million, and at the time I looked at it, it made 17 worldwide. So that's good for a movie like that.
Yeah.
They did make a profit on it so far. I'm sure they're going to make more.
Best foreign film. There you go.
There's enough dongs to go around, Max. Yeah. Well, good. We all love. Scott, did you dong this movie?
Oh, 5 thick, rigid ones.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah, we had a total of 21 dongs here. That's
Yeah.
the new record.
It's a 21 dong salute
Yeah.
for this movie.
21 out of 20. No.
Well, I'm curious if the chat room if they enjoyed it as much as we did.
I believe so. They talked about rigid, but you went deep on it, so I don't know.
Well, Max definitely liked it. What did you think, Landa? Did you watch this? Did you like it? Mike, did you see it? Who else we get in here? You guys like it all?
Where's Ash? Did Ash like it?
No, Ash was working late tonight, but he loved it. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not sure if Ash got to see it yet.
No,
Why are you
making
holding
stuff
out on
up.
Ash?
So you're going to watch it 3 times is what you're telling us.
Yes.
It's worth it. It's worth seeing 3 times.
Well, and Max said that we're going to have to fight Alan on the dongs. I don't know.
No, Alan for the dogs.
Aha. There we go.
Yeah, we can see your comments.
Alan
Hard dog,
wants them all for himself.
Rich beat Alan to it.
Landa, I'm seeing some of your comments, but I didn't see if you liked the movie. So I don't know if I
She's
missed
got
it.
it up there. She said she didn't get to watch either one of the movies. She cannot dong them. I'm sorry, Landa, I did not see
Well,
that.
you should watch it, Landa. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Linda liked your, hard donging it, Scott. So,
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh.
Mike Lewis, I can see that, and I had no idea it didn't have that much audio. I probably wouldn't have asked, but but it was good.
I can see that. It's like watching John Wick like that. There's not especially this last one, there's not a whole lot of dialogue in it.
I haven't seen John Wick, so that's next week. So hush.
Oh, I'm not
No,
going to give anything
I'm
away.
watching 2 and 3, so next week I can be prepared to watch 4.
Watch 2 and 3 so you don't get lost in the plot.
Right.
Is that what I need to do? Because I haven't watched.
Yeah, because Ash told me he's seen Wick 4, and he said you got to see Wick 3 to understand Wick 4.
Yeah, you do. Actually, you do. I mean,
It will help.
I'm only here for the dogs.
it's all gratuitous violence, but yes, it'll help explain why he's doing what he's doing.
There's absolutely a dog.
Yeah.
There's dog in every
Yep.
Wasn't there 2 dogs in 3?
Yep.
Yep.
Dogs and dongs.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of dogs in 3.
Sounds like a name of a bar, Dogs and Dongs.
Oh, no, you Hadley, you're going to love 3. Halle Berry has 2 dogs that are just, they steal all the
Well,
scenes.
I've seen it. I just haven't seen the new one.
Oh, I haven't either.
It's been a long. I mean, I saw all the others when they came out.
Watching them though makes me a little sad because we no longer have Lance Reddick.
Yeah. That's true. They give him a nice little shout out at the end of it.
They give him a little.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Continental coming out. We're going to watch it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's a TV show, right?
Yeah, it's a limited release series. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh, wow.
So I thought it's supposed to come out sometime this fall. So I have it on our list of series to review.
Is it Ian McShane?
I don't know that he's in it, but Mel Gibson is.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a younger, what's his name? Who runs the...
Oh, I can't remember his name. Ian McShane.
Yeah, younger Ian McShane character. So.
Well, it's definitely not Mel Gibson.
No, he's probably an older type of guy that runs those. I don't know.
So I kind of am skipping because the conversation has led here, but what the F is up with all of these like 1980s action movie stars making new stuff now?
Money. Winston. His name is Winston.
Thank you.
Ian McShane.
They're making a like Expendables 4.
Oh yeah, they make money off that series.
Yeah,
well, and you got Tulsa King, and then you got this FUBAR.
People like us who grew up watching them, watch them. I mean, the main attraction to FUBAR is Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it is. But also, Tulsa King and FUBAR are 2 completely different types of.
No, but I mean, and I'm not trying to compare the shows, but I'm saying that it's aging out action stars, and we're just seeing a resurgence of this, and I love it. I mean, I think it's great.
Well, I asked Ben Garant once, why do they keep on remaking old movies like Halloween and Candyman? Why don't they just do new stuff? And he said, it's money. Because new people, the younger generation is going to go see it because, that sounds good. And as much as we piss and moan and bitch about it, we all watch them to compare to the originals. So.
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. Yes, I am. I'm going to go see that.
I'm sure that's in there too, Landa.
I'm thinking Landa hit the nail on the head.
Well, he's got that reality show too. Stallone does with his family.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a reality show on top of that.
He made some beautiful daughters. If you've seen, I was like, these are what supermodels children look like. They're all gorgeous.
But he also had a son? Yeah, 1 son or 2 sons?
He had 2, I think, with another one. But I mean, he's been married 4 times.
And I'm thinking that he made pretty little girls, and it's kind of karma when that happens. I love that. He was kind of a little bit of a player.
Well, did he have any children with Brigitte Nielsen?
No,
I don't think so.
Because one of the daughters looks like her.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think she.
I don't think so either. But I'll tell y'all, one of the daughters I thought looked just like her. So I don't know what that is.
We'll have to do the research on that. Kevin Costner's blowing up Yellowstone because he wants to do old westerns and stuff. So I don't know. He's not doing the action stuff.
Yeah,
no, I mean they could have killed him off of Yellowstone and kept going.
That's what I was saying.
Well, him and Taylor Sheridan are having a problem right now. So first it was his wife didn't want him to be on there anymore, but then she is screwing around on him, so she left him. So now his excuse is him and Taylor Sheridan are having a fight over stuff on Yellowstone. So
yeah, he wasn't giving Taylor Sheridan any time to shoot his scenes.
Yeah. So and he doesn't want to be killed off.
Well, I think he needs to be killed off. So my show can keep going.
He can go into a coma like Bobby Ewing did for a year.
Well, no, just go backwards and have Josh Lucas come up.
Yeah, because They could do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I like Costner. I think Costner's underrated.
He is. He is underrated.
I loved him in No Way Out, and I thought I never watched it because everybody said it sucked, and I wished I never listened to him. I thought he was brilliant in The Postman.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was a decent story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Waterworld
Waterworld.
too, and I was like, yeah, I didn't love Waterworld, but I didn't think it sucked like everybody else did.
Yeah, it's okay.
I like The Postman better.
Yeah.
I guess I need to rewatch The Postman. But Dances with Wolves is one of my favorites. And
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
great place.
it's beautiful. And have you ever heard the story of the guy who wrote it was like staying with Kevin Costner?
No.
Oh my gosh, this is a great story. So the guy that wrote Dances with Wolves is staying with Kevin Costner, and Kevin Costner finally had enough because the guy is just couch surfing at his house and won't leave. And so he finally had a really heart-to-heart talk with him and kicked him out. And 6 months later, the guy called him and he's like, "I've got my script. You've got to read it." And he was like, "Hey, I'll read it." Just to get the guy off his back, and the script was Dances with Wolves.
Now, was that Kevin Reynolds that wrote that?
I'm not sure. I just saw the guy. Saw him tell the story on Graham Norton one day.
I don't know how he's underrated because we're all naming a million different movies he was in. He was huge.
Hey, there's my favorite.
I have a problem with Dances with Wolves. I saw it in Korea and not on the military base. So a friend of mine took me to see it at a Korean theater, not realizing that half the movie's in Navajo. So rather than the English subtitles, they removed them and they put it all in Hangul. So I had no idea what was going on during the last half of the movie.
I think it's Lakota Sioux, isn't
it? Is it? I don't know.
It's not Navajo. I think it's Sioux. I think it's
Sioux, but still.
I like the ballroom dancing scenes with the wolves. That was the best part.
Well, anything with the wolf was the best part, but that and his horse.
Still better than the Tom Cruise version, Dances with Sushi.
That's over my head, man.
I know. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, don't you remember the Tom Cruise movie? He's a Civil War person that he goes to Japan and becomes a samurai.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dances with Sushi. I mean,
Kevin Costner, Bull Durham is an incredible movie. I love it.
Yeah, Bull Durham.
Yeah.
Hidden Figures.
Cecil saying Mr. Brooks. That's a good one, too.
Have you ever seen, he's got one, and it's like his B-movie type of movie. It's called 3 Days to Kill.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that was good.
It's a good movie, except Johnny Depp's ex-wife brings the movie down a couple of ratings because she's horrible in it.
We need to do a Kevin Costner movie night.
Yeah.
We should.
Oh, come on now. He's running my show. He's running Yellowstone. What are you talking about?
Taylor Sheridan is so hot. They're not going to get rid of. The networks would kill themselves if they had
none
to
of shows.
cancel.
None of those shows are in production, or he's got no new shows right now. That's what sucks. Is Stallone's show's not back yet.
Not only that, but Yellowstone was his baby. That's the one that he was invested in the most, that he was the most a part of, and would go every week or whatever and do the scripts. And that was his baby.
He needs to get off his ass and get Tulsa King going again and the mayor going.
Well,
I see Jeffrey Renner running around. Jeffrey Renner's running around now. So
but they're not going to be able to make any movies with the strike.
Oh, yeah.
Tulsa King is coming out, I think, towards the end of the year. So that's another one I have on my list that when we get release dates, we'll schedule it to do because we all really enjoy it. But I saw there's going to be. I saw there's going to be a 1944.
Is that the one with McConaughey, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I like
Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan's doing 1944 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it supposedly about?
The family, and that's what it was. 1888. It's in 1923. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then 44, and they said that it would still have like the sons that are, I guess, I can't think of their names,
Yeah.
but
There are so many good characters on Yellowstone, for the record. All the people in the chat room are talking. Teeter is awesome. Jimmy is awesome. Jimmy's the comeback story. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
so, well, yeah, what happened to the 3 6s?
Well, probably none of that is happening right now because that's a spinoff of Yellowstone. They're going to have the second half of season 5 of Yellowstone for sure. And that's when I think they should kill off John and then just keep going with Beth and Rip.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't like Rip? Oh, wait, you guys might not. But okay, every female I know likes him.
I turned Jen on to Yellowstone, and she turned me on to Tulsa King.
I also turned you on to Ted, for the record.
Yeah, you did turn me on to Ted Lasso. Well, I can only watch Apple TV on my phone, my Apple phone. So I've got to
He was
have some main love for some Ted Lasso, which, again, if you haven't seen Ted Lasso, I think that 4 out of 5 people here will say you need to watch Ted Lasso.
You need to watch Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso's great.
Never watched it.
Oh, Scott, you're so missing out.
I just don't have time to watch TV.
I'm telling you, it's like my therapy every week. You've got to watch it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm
All right.
shut up.
Should we switch to War of the Dead?
Yes.
Yes.
War of the Dead. Who wants to give that one a go?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
It takes place in. Doesn't it also take place in Finland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes place in Finland during World War II. The Nazis had set up this underground bunker where they were doing bizarre research experiments. Something goes wrong. The bunker gets closed down. A couple of years later, a Finnish unit is sent in along with an American unit to find the bunker. And the Finnish commander knows what's going on. No one else does. And the closer they get to the bunker, all of a sudden they start getting attacked by Finnish soldiers. But these guys are not soldiers. These guys are brutal. They're fast, they're violent, they're strong, and they're dead. And they eventually find the bunker, get into the bunker, and find out that the Nazis have been creating these zombie-like creatures. They're fast, they're violent, they're brutal, and they know how to fight. It's not just jumping on you and eating you. I mean, these guys are trained. And getting out of the bunker is a life or death situation, and it's a death situation for most of them. I loved this movie. You know, when I went into it thinking, it's on Tubi. Great. You know, let me get my whiskey now so I'll be asleep by the end of it. This movie was great. Ash told me he liked it because all the weapons were good. You know, the Finnish were using Finnish weapons. The Germans were using German weapons. The Americans were using American weapons. It's fast-paced. You know, it's not one of these movies where you see a zombie, 20 minutes later you see another one. It starts about 15 minutes into the movie, and once they run into the first zombie, that's it. It's nonstop right to the end. A lot of violence, a lot of gore, some great deaths. I was really pleasantly surprised at this. This was one of the better independent films I've seen in a long time. So, Rich, what do you think?
So, I didn't hate it. I thought it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think this movie loses itself because it doesn't know what it wants to do. There were a lot of instances where zombies, got to shoot them in the head. Except sometimes you didn't. So sometimes they could just like fill them full of holes and they would drop down and they'd be gone. They killed one with a knife to repeated stabbings. I don't know. I want consistency in that kind of thing, but I understand what kind of movie it was too. A lot of cliches. Car won't start. Something attacks, that kind of thing. But the thing that really pissed me off the most the most about this was the guy pulled the American sergeant there or captain. He just pulled Molotov cocktails out of his pocket. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw this. He didn't have those before. I mean, I was like, wait, what? I actually backed up for about 15 minutes and watched 15 minutes. Like, nope, he never picked up a Molotov cocktail. This is bullshit.
There's an outtake. They cut the scene out where he's filling up Molotov cocktails. I've got it on the DVD.
Nice. You've got a DVD.
I'm full of shit. No, you're right. There's no such scene.
You son of a bitch. I was like, wait, what? I did miss it? I was like, no. So, yeah, I mean, again, everything I just said is sort of a negative, but the positives are, excuse me, the acting didn't suck. There were a couple of things that were, cringeworthy, but for the most part, I thought they did okay. Would I recommend this movie? I guess if you're a zombie fanatic, then yeah, you should see it because it's better than most of the crap that's out there. But this film was just. I don't want you to think that I didn't like it because I did. It's a movie that I will likely watch again just to point out stuff and say, "Yup, that's wrong," that type of thing. But it was
So
hard.
you're that guy.
Yeah, well, for this movie, I will be. But it was hard not to like. So I got to go with Scott saying that I did like it.
Well, they weren't your traditional zombies either.
No, they weren't.
I mean, these zombies knew self-defense, and they weren't out to eat you. They were out to kill you. Yes, if they bit you, you'd become one of them. But their main goal was to just kill you. So that I sort of, okay, they didn't shoot it in the head, but.
Yeah, and okay, so to that.
And you're right with the cliches. The car didn't start.
Yeah,
what
was with the super zombie?
Huh?
How there was a super zombie. I don't want to wreck it for anybody on who it was, right. But it was one of the more important characters, and he just turned into this, this big ham-fisted super zombie that you couldn't kill, and we could just destroy pylons when he punches them, and it was just crazy. And I don't know why he would be like that and the others weren't.
Because he had rage.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he was just pissy.
No, I agree with you. I enjoyed this movie. But every time they punched a zombie and the zombie went, oh. I mean, the zombies could feel. I mean, they inflicted pain on the zombies. And so that but I did enjoy it. It was a fun movie to watch. The acting is pretty good. The budget seemed good, This was a Lithuanian-made movie, even though it was taking place in Finland. Mm-hmm. It was the highest budgeted movie back in 2016, I think, for Lithuania ever. And originally it was
out of both of them.
Yeah. And originally it was called Stone's War, which was the American captain. His name was Stone. Stan Lee saw a cut of this movie and he said, hey, why don't you call it War of the Dead? And that's why they changed the title to it, which is better, works better than Stone's War. Sounds like a straight up war movie,
Yeah.
But I agree with both of you on this. I'll watch it again. I've seen it twice already. But I love that scene where that zombie commander zombie turns around and you think, oh shit, there's going to be a big fight scene. And the Finnish lieutenant pulls out the knife and throws it and hits him in the head and it just dies.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, that's
Indiana
cool.
Jones. That was a Raiders of the Lost Ark moment.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I love that moment. I loved it that we didn't have to have a big fight scene because we had there's a lot of fight scenes in this, especially between the super zombie and Stone, So I recommend this movie. It's not the bestest of movies, but it's a fun watch. And if you like World War II movies and you like zombies, it's there's more shit on Tubi than was in this movie. So yeah, I liked it. Hadley?
Y'all don't want to know what I think.
Oh yeah, we do.
I thought y'all made me watch this before. I'm convinced I've seen it twice now. This is my third time to see this same movie. Scott made me watch it once. Then I picked a movie that was like this another time. And then this one, and I was like, I think that's even the same actors. And have you ever started reading a book and about 3 chapters in, you realize you've read it before?
Yeah.
That was my whole experience with this movie. And I stopped watching it because I'm convinced that y'all made me watch it before. And I don't think I liked it then. But it was the same bad American looking actors that I don't know that they're American actors because they've not been in any American movies. It's always these bad, I guess, Finnish, Eastern European movies. Nazi zombie. I don't know, but yeah, it was done before, done better, and I just didn't. It. Mm-mm, I just
Tell us what
couldn't
you really
even do
think. Hadley, tell us what you really think.
it. I'm telling y'all, it's been done. That was my experience with it. So
The question
I
is,
just
how many dongs are you giving it?
Is it time to do the dongs for it?
All right,
don't
dong
know.
it up.
Yeah.
I would say that this is a flaccid. It's a flaccid one. It left me wanting. There was no joy.
There are so many jokes in my head right now.
Yeah.
There was no joy in this movie for me.
It wasn't 6 deep.
It was not.
Scott?
I'm going to give this 4 good size, fairly erect dogs. I enjoyed it.
And that, my friends, is exactly the difference between me and Scott Baker.
Rich?
I'll give it a 3.5. I liked it. I've only seen it once. I'm gonna watch it again just to try to like it more, I think. But what's likely going to happen is that I'm gonna like it less.
That's what Zorro said.
Yeah. It was yeah, I'll leave it there. 3.5.
No, I give it a 3.5. I think I gave it a 3.5 on my written review. So, well, there we go. 3.5 dongs twice, 4 once, and a limp.
I've got to say this. Rich is like a girl who's had a date with a guy that comes from a good family and has a good job. That was his experience. I guess I'll go again, but it wasn't great. But I'll get a big diamond
Pay
ring.
for itself.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess that means I'm the guy that goes to the cheapest whorehouse to find the cheapest movie.
Hey, Scott, you're nothing but if you're nothing, it's entertaining. That's what you are.
Well, and I got to say this. I'm going to call Scott out on his bullshit. He said he watched this one twice.
Yeah, I have.
So he is watching some of these movies twice, people. He is watching.
No, that's right. I did. Yeah, this one I watched twice.
Don't you be lying up in here, Scott Baker. I'll call you out.
Well, he said he watched the SISO movie twice, too.
Yeah, but I
But
said
then
that
he said it was the
only
only
one.
one.
Yeah, I forgot I'd watched War of the Dead twice.
And he gave it a 4. So
Yeah, it was all right.
let's move on to FUBAR. And Scott, do you want to? You're our expert CIA guy. Tell us what they did wrong.
I'm into the 3rd episode, and I absolutely love this show. Schwarzenegger is a deep undercover CIA agent nearing retirement. I mean, he is so deeply undercover. His wife doesn't know what he did for a living. I think he claimed he was a refrigerator salesman or something.
Gym equipment salesman.
Gym equipment salesman. Yeah. So, I have to go to Tokyo to sell gym equipment. And he'd come back 3 weeks later. Because of it, his wife divorced him 15 years ago. His daughter loves him, but she's a little pissed at him that he was never there for her. But he retires, and the day of his retirement, they call him back into action. They say, we need you to go, and one of our agents is missing. We have not heard from this agent. This agent is deep undercover with a drug lord, and we've not talked to that agent for a while. You know the drug lord. You dealt with this case years ago. He knows and trusts you. You got to go back one more time. And Schwarzenegger's pissing and moaning about it, but he's a CIA guy. He does. Makes the arrangements, flies to the island where the drug dealer is. Him and the drug dealer are good friends. He helped the drug dealer. He sent him to college and that because he was the young kid of the drug dealer that he had actually killed. And he finds the agent that has gone black. It's his daughter. Unbeknownst to him, she joined the CIA and she went deep cover. And neither of them knew that the other one was a CIA officer because the 7th floor always kept them separated, even though they were in the same division. So now him and his daughter have to figure out a way to, okay, I got to get you off the island before something bad happens. And all the two of them do is argue back and forth. She's, it's like, I'm younger. I know what I'm doing now. I'm experienced. You got to listen to me. But what I enjoy about it is, she's always pissing and moaning about how you were never there for me. She has a boyfriend who loves her and who she loves, but he's getting tired of her because she's never there for him. Every time he says, let's start a family, she says, maybe later. So throughout the series, it starts to dawn on her what her father went through. It's fun. There's a lot of action to it. The rest of the cast around him, the team that works with him are funny as hell. I knew people like them. They're smart asses. They got snarky senses of humor. My favorite line of the whole series so far was, they're talking about the NSA, and one of the guy goes, never solved anything. It's a fun series. I'm really enjoying this. I do recommend it for anybody. Is this the way the CIA really functions? No. But it's still fun.
Hadley?
Well, I picked this for a reason. Number one is I think that with Scott here, we have some insight. But to me, it's a fun idea. I think all of us saw True Lies when it came out. And it kind of carries on that whole vibe.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like it. Like, I made myself, because I'm trying to do just one episode a week, just so I can kind of stay on top of things. And the first episode of any season is usually kind of falls flat. So I see room for growth. I'm glad to hear that Scott's really enjoying it, so that, that could go either way, couldn't it? So, but I see potential here, and I think that we're going to have a fun time watching it, and at very least a fun time dissecting it every week. So I look forward to next week.
Rich?
I watched it all. I watched the whole goddamn show.
And
so, a lot of things I like about it. It's very entertaining. There's a lot of comedy, but I think it tries too hard to be funny. That said, the woman who plays Rue, her name is Fortune something.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, utterly hilarious in everything she does. She just nails it. She just nails everything.
It's Rue and Alden. Is that?
Yeah, Alden is.
They steal the show.
Yeah, they absolutely do. With their best friends, they're CIA agents. She's like super smart, and he's like the honeypot, the sex guy, and they mesh, and they're fantastic in the film. I mean, in the show. And I don't want to wreck anything because I was only supposed to watch one episode, but I couldn't sleep, so I was like, what the hell? I'll watch it. You definitely want to see this show, and you definitely want to get past the first couple episodes. Everyone that's in the show is great. This is actually kind of a bloody mess. There's a lot of death in this that I didn't see coming. And the guy who plays the bad guy is excellent. He's fantastic.
He's Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Nobody can hold up to the woman who plays Rue. She's just absolutely hilarious. and she only gets funnier. So it's great.
Tony
you
says
ever-
that you are a binge watcher. Is that true, Rich?
Well, I don't sleep, so yeah. What I'll do is I'll wake up, and rather than fight trying to get back to sleep, I'll just get up and just watch whatever I want to watch. It used to be nature shows. Now it's whatever's there, because now nature shows are all Bear Grylls. Nah, forget it. But yeah, I did this in 2 nights, and it's worth watching. It's definitely worth seeing. The first episode is a little bit slow. It's not great, but it sort of ends exactly where the rest of it takes off. So it's definitely leading you into what's gonna happen later.
All the shows seem to have a cliffhanger ending, don't they?
Yeah. Each episode
Yeah.
is a cliffhanger for the next episode.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And like I said, you could easily do this in a weekend, and it's worth it. I probably should have stayed away because I knew we were going to do one each week. And when I do that, I tend to get lost, not remembering what happened in that episode. But that's why I'm not really going into the episode. But the cliffhanger in the first one is basically him meeting his daughter. So that's a tagline for the show. So you're not giving anything away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. What about you, Mike? What do you think, Big Mike?
I like this one. It's like True Lies light. I love the banter between him and his handler. Except some of that some of their little code things get a little, tiresome. The buns in the oven. That kind of like okay. But I love when they're talking about the cake. And he goes, and his handler's like, "Did you get me the crunchies?" He goes, "Of course I've got you the crunchies." I just fucking started cracking up because 80s Arnold would have never said anything like that. Of course I got you the crunchies.
Why do you sound like Scottish Santa when you do that?
He sounds just like he did in Kindergarten Cop.
I don't know.
That's every accent I do. I think the only one I could do is the Count.
The Jamaican Scotsman, because you nailed that. Yeah.
I've got an in. But this one's Arnold kind of letting his hair down. This is not the Arnold you saw in the 80s and 90s. Where he couldn't lose face. He couldn't make fun of himself back then. Now he does. And I've got a bone to pick with Arnold anyway. So him and I
Is it a John Carpenter bone?
Huh?
I said, is it a John Carpenter bone?
No, he took 6% of my family's pay for a year when he was governor of California.
Oh,
I will not pay to watch anything of his directly. I mean, I'm paying watching, having Netflix. Of course, he's getting pennies from me, but I won't go out to the movies and watch a movie. I won't rent a movie of his. I'll wait till it's streaming on something I'm already paying for. He costs me enough. He's lucky I watch his stuff. But this
Landa said that bitch.
Yeah, he is. He is. It cost me a trip to Disneyland. But anyway, this is fun. It's like I said, True Lies light. That Fortune Feemster, whatever her name is, she's hilarious. If you ever get a chance to see her stand up is really out there, but it's funny. And all the side characters, his handler, that guy you were talking, Alden, the psychiatrist.
yeah.
The doctor's great too.
Yeah, and you see him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is worth a watch. It's definitely a funny show, and they actually put some money into it. So,
Fabiano Udenio is in this movie.
Who?
I haven't seen his wife, Tally. I think she's from Argentina.
Oh.
The last thing I saw her in, she was the really hot girl in one of the Austin Powers movies.
Oh.
That's where you would have seen her before, and I haven't seen her in anything in years. So it was very interesting to see her in this, and she killed it. She did very well.
Yeah.
Linda inquired about whether or not we went away from Sweet Tooth.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because she had put that out there. So
Well, and that's my fault, Landa. Everybody had gone ahead and watched it all. I hadn't, and it seemed depressing to me. So when it came time for something new to show up, I thought let's just skip ahead and do this because I don't want to watch the little sad little children cry and be trapped anymore. I needed some happiness, Landa.
And this series is funny too. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's some, like Max said, some of the jokes fall flat, but it's still fun. I like the scene with the lipstick. I'm not going to give it away. It's in the second episode, though.
Oh,
It's yeah. So second episode, look for the lipstick scene. It's hilarious.
Think of Alan. Think of Alan when you see it.
I think that was on the promos because I saw something about it.
Yeah. Well, I made it like a little bit into the second episode, so I did see that, but that's when I realized I think I'm on the second episode, so I stopped it. I could see this be an easy bingeable show.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you can't sleep, watch this. You kept me awake. It was worth it.
All right, kids. Well,
are we going to dong the series, or is that not what we do?
We don't dong the series.
Oh, well, I think we should dong it.
I think the
but we haven't seen it.
We can dong each episode.
Go ahead, Snark Scoochie.
Okay.
I will give episode 1 3 nifty little dongs.
Nifty. All right, right on.
Hadley, how deep?
Not that deep. I'd give it 3.
Scott, how deep for you?
Because it's my bros. I'm giving it 4. Brought back memories.
I'll give it a 3.5 for the first episode. It's worth a watch.
All right, 3.5 for me.
Landa says 2.5.
It picks up, Landa.
It does.
Yeah,
I'm giving it a 4 because I've seen the first 3, and it does get better.
It does.
All right, then.
All right, so what's everybody doing?
Oh, I'm doing a whole lot of nothing. I got some issues I'm trying to rectify right now, so I haven't written anything.
I'm so sorry. Craig just said it did not penetrate Landa deeply.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
Are you still doing your show? Or is that kind of on the wayside right now till you...
No, I haven't done anything with it in a couple of weeks. But, yeah, it's coming back. It's just... like I said, I've got some personal issues going on that I'm trying to rectify right now. And once that happened, then yeah, I'm going to get back to it.
Good. Scott, what about your show?
Hold
on. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the last Real Talk you did. How'd that go?
Went very well.
Good.
I mean, most of the people who have come on this show have just taken over. They talk to us. They tell everything we would. Jennifer and I don't have to ask any questions. It's like, oh, you answered that, you answered this.
Well,
So it was really good. He was very good. The story about how he went from being a writer to a screenwriter and got his movie made and how they're making the second movie, definitely worth watching the show.
Good. Yeah, he was one of us, And Max, keep writing, Max.
Yep, definitely, Max.
I am too, Max. Well, I've got to say that I'm really proud of everything that's going on with Wyrd Realities. We've got some really great shows. Scott's show's doing great. You got Bethany and Michelle. Michelle's taking over Weird Murders, Mysteries, and Mayhem, and we're going to be recording this weekend a new episode of it. Finley's taking on the Wild Women of Wyrd. And I keep hoping Joe's going to feel like coming back soon because I really miss his stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
and is it me?
You. It's you.
What's you?
It's you.
Talk. Speak.
Is it me? Hello.
Who are we talking to?
Talking to Alan. What happened?
Oh.
Can he not hear us?
Can you hear us?
That's me.
Alan, we cannot hear you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well, he's moving.
Is that me?
Now you're on. Yeah.
You okay, buddy?
I hate AT&T.
Don't talk too loud; they can hear you.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I think that there's a lot of really great stuff going on. So I don't know what.
I missed it.
Next Thursday, I should be able to join you, but I'm going to be doing it from Pennsylvania because next weekend is the Living Dead weekend at the Monroeville Mall.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you going to go live?
I don't know if I will or not. I'm a vendor there. I'm going to try to at least put stuff up on TikTok. I mean, I guess I could probably go live, but it's a huge event. I mean, they're having Savini's going to be there, Ken Foray, Galen Ross. They've got like 30 of the background actors, like the zombie nurse and Jim Crute, the guy that got his head chopped off by the helicopter.
So we need to send you some flyers, right?
Yes, that would be awesome if you can get them to me. I'll give you the new address. It's Area 51, Nevada. Hangar 23.
Well, I will not be on next week. I think that I have someone sitting in for me. Could be my favorite Cecil. But yeah, I've got.
So we're not your favorite.
Not my favorite Cecil. I've only got one favorite Cecil.
How many Cecils do you have?
I only need one. But yeah, so I think Cecil's gonna sit in for me, and I might be in the chat room, but I've got a business thing that's gonna run late.
All right.
Well,
I guess that's it, huh?
I guess that's it. Oh, my Dawnbreaker book, it is in production, getting ready for Audible. So that should be coming out in the next probably couple of weeks.
Is Gilbert Gottfried doing the narration on it?
No,
Great idea.
I've got a female narrator by the name of Christy Lynn who is doing it, and she is pretty fabulous. So
good.
Have you heard Gilbert Gottfried read from 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
No, tell me about that.
Look it up on YouTube. He reads some of the hot sex scenes from 50 Shades of Grey. You'll never look at sex the same way.
No, just no. All right, kids. Well, that we've gone over a little bit. Everybody, thank you for showing up. Craig, I hate you're late. Max, Landa. I know I saw Mike. I think I saw Alan Lassiter.
Didn't
Well,
Gottfried died? Did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, he died.
Someone killed him after he did that 50 Shades of Grey thing.
I'm sorry. There we go. That was it.
All right. All right, kids. Well, until next week, you know what to do. Stay weird.
Ciao.
All right, everybody. Thank you.